My mentor roommate. That speech on mentoring that every Toastmaster has to give. Have you ever made instant potatoes from a box? I have. Until I was a teenager, I thought that was the only way to make mashed potatoes. Have you ever made a casserole using a mix like Hamburger Helper? That was me. Was there another way? I certainly didn't know. What about oatmeal from a single serving packet and not realizing that something else existed? These were the extent of my cooking abilities. My mother was a professional violinist and worked afternoons and evenings. Consequently, she didn't have much time to teach me how to cook. My father, an engineer, didn't bother cooking at all. I was talented at violin and art and academics, but I didn't really know my way around the kitchen. Except, I guess, I did know where the fork was so I could eat my reconstituted box mashed potatoes. I managed to survive college away from home by being on a school meal plan. But what was I to do once I started working? I had to eat. I needed help. Enter someone who knew how to cook and was willing to guide me, my post-college roommate, my super mentor. Here I had been brought up in the lily-white suburbs where perfect fruits and vegetables were available for the picking from the shelves of a brightly lit, sanitized supermarket. Appalled by this lack in my life, my mentor took me to farms. There I saw how food was grown, and often we picked some. My mentor had gardened as a child and taught me how, despite my brown blighted thumb. This amazing person also taught me how to preserve those fresh picked fruits and veggies by canning them. What can't be eaten is canned, was the motto. The coup de grace is that my roommate knew how to make bread and was able to teach me how. My mentor was more experienced in these areas and gently guided me along the learning curve. When we weren't at our respective jobs, our time together was filled with cooking demonstrations and sharing of stories of past succulent successes and epic culinary failures. Just as long as I was willing to learn, the teaching continued. When I became capable enough, I would be left to do the cooking by myself as proof. It was exciting to see how confident I was becoming in the kitchen through the mentoring. Then after I proved I could cook over and over, we expanded our culinary knowledge together. We made and canned fruit jams and preserves. We delved into the magical land of sourdough bread, making and even grilling sourdough pizza. We made yeast waffles. We tried eggplant dishes and failed. We tried tofu and failed again. We eventually succeeded at grinding our own wheat and making bread in our own Bisquick type mix and served waffles weekly to people. We had pretzel making and gingerbread cookie decorating parties. Through our work in the kitchen together, I got to the point where I could mentor others. Now I feel like I have enough knowledge and experience that I can cook anything. As a woman, I could have felt inadequate because I couldn't cook. After all, I wasn't fulfilling the stereotype for women. The key to being a good protege is being humble enough to learn, no matter who your mentor is. The best and most surprising aspect of my mentor is that he is my husband. Because he mentored me so well, we were able to mentor our children, who are now also great cooks. Not only that, because we cook together and love to entertain, our children are hospitable as well. I now regularly make mashed potatoes from, well, potatoes rather than a box. And they are so much better. I can make any casserole from scratch. And I can also make any type of bread product. Of course, now I know where all the kitchen utensils are, not just a fork for eating my mashed potatoes. Is there anything you want to learn to make in the kitchen? Now that I've been mentored, maybe I can mentor you. Thanks, husband.